What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we're going to be talking about two of the worst teams in NFL history. We're talking about the 2008 Lions and the 2017 Browns, as this year the 2017 Browns have joined in a very unwanted club, which is the 0-16 club that was only on their team to do it, is the 2008 Detroit Lions. Now, we're going to really compare directly which of the two would be the worst as far as from what statistically they had throughout those years. And here's what we're going to get. When comparing the two teams offensively, they're very closely matched as far as the points that they've scored, as really you only see that the Detroit Lions have a slight, about 30-point more difference in the points that they scored between the 2 years. The major part that we really do see the difference is in the defensive end. The defensive end for the Cleveland Browns is actually a lot more better than the Detroit Lions in the year that they directly had, as they had let up over 500 points. As you can look and see from the stats, that the Detroit Lions had let up over 117 more points than the Cleveland Browns did this year. Now, that's a huge differential in points in very many ways, which is very much a very inconsiderable thing. One other thing as far as the offenses go between the two are the touchdowns, and more importantly, they're very close as far as touchdowns in the rushing category, but in passing, we obviously see that the slight difference and edge goes to the Detroit Lions. But another big issue is obviously to show the fact how bad the Detroit Lions defense is as well, again, is the fact even though they let up 117 more points, they turned over the ball way less than the Cleveland Browns did, as they let up well over an amount for them, letting up over 9 more interceptions than they did for the Detroit Lions. Due to these multiple turnovers, obviously that led up to a lot of yards being allowed on the defensive end for the Cleveland Browns, allowing a lot more yards allowed for the Browns over the 08 Lions. Now, the 08 Lions did not have as many yards as far as on the offensive end, which really seems to be the thing. It looks like to me, from the two statistical categories and everything that goes with the two teams, is that the Lions were very much a very little bit under average offensive team, but very terrible on the defensive end, where the Browns were very bad with turnovers and the Lions were more capable of hanging on to the football, but nonetheless could not stop people once they had the football on their end. Once we saw that the Detroit Lions had the first 0-16 season, many people thought that an 0-16 team wouldn't be very much coming anytime soon, considering the fact of how many years it had went without having one of those teams. And now all of a sudden, not long after, in 9 more years, another one occurs. And really, with the Browns looking at a huge mess here, they weren't actually even projected to be the worst team this year. Another thing is that while the Browns are 0-16, they had very many close games compared to the Detroit Lions, as the Detroit Lions had very much one really close game, which was their 2-point game against the Vikings, where they ended up losing 12-10. Nonetheless, they're both 0-16. They joined the club, and really, if you do look at it, the Detroit Lions really weren't to be focalized as the worst team. And I still think the fact that they are the worst team in NFL history. So I guess if there's one way to look at it, Cleveland Brown fans, is that you're not the worst 0-16 team. So congratulations, I guess, to that. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.